Recently, a dang robot won a Colorado State Fine Art Fair, causing a lot of big drama and really kicking off the debate around the ethics of using AI art. AI can be used for pretty much anything, from creating cool artwork like Shrek signing the Declaration of Independence to a freaky generated podcast between Steve Jobs and Joe Rogan.
But at its core, it's about making great products that change the world.
I think that's why young people love Apple, because it means something to them.
Now, I didn't really care about AI art until I saw this picture, which really kind of blew my mind. So I reached out to the artist with one simple question.
Is AI going to steal our jobs, make us eat bugs, and kill us?
Yes.
And we'll come back to this in just a second. So this artist named Patrick Lawler.
Hey, what's up? My name is Patrick Lawler, and I do a whole lot of things from cinematography, directing, editing, motion graphics, visual effects, and music production.
Kindly post his prompt for the AI, which gives a lot of insight on how it all works. The first thing that I notice is that he's referencing Neil Blomkamp film. And Neil Blomkamp is a super famous sci-fi movie director. When I started experimenting with my own prompts, I found that referencing other famous artists often got me much better results than leaving it out. Because referencing an artist gives the AI a huge library of really great art to work with, to reference, to get inspired by. But there's a growing concern amongst artists with very distinct styles about these AI ripping them off.
I mean, this is like one of the places where I'm the most torn, and it seems to be a little, how would I feel if everyone was just typing in the style of Patrick Lawler and just boom, generating stuff?
According to an interview with Tech Insider, the artist Greg Rutkowski has now become one of the most popular names in AI art, despite having never used the technology for himself. His name has been used to generate around 93,000 AI images on just one AI generator, Stable Diffusion, making him more popular than Picasso, Da Vinci, and Vincent van Gogh. So should there be ethics checks? Should you be able to censor your own name from popular AI art programs?
Being able to remove your name from Dolly sounds like a wonderful thing, but it's only going to be able to be removed from Dolly, for example. So all of the Stable Diffusion guys, they're already enabling it so you can run the stuff locally on your computer and generate anything you want without any restrictions. So if someone wants to do it, they're gonna do it. The problem is that we're scouring so many things here. They're scraping the entire internet. Every single picture that has been up on Google has been scraped. And you can tell that even in Midjourney, because a lot of their small sample generations have photo bucket watermarks on it. They're going and they're scraping everything, literally everything. And it's the entirety of human existence on the internet that we're pulling from. So,
right, it's like whack-a-mole. If you censor one, then two more will pop up that remove those filters. So it seems futile in a sense.
It seems like a waste of time. I personally feel like we should be growing with this stuff. The best example that I see all the time, everyone is adding in the style of Moebius to the end of their stuff. And he's the guy who did all the early Dune artwork. And so I can see AI art where obviously Moebius is in the title, and it's so apparent. And I think that if Moebius was around and still doing stuff, I'm very curious to hear what he would think. But I don't think that he would be threatened by this sort of stuff, because he can still do custom things that he wants in his new ideas. And people still care about who's making the art, who's behind this, what is their intention. Emotionless corporate fluff still will never, be able to capture your heart and soul.
I think this is really important. It's about the human behind the AI. People feel a connection to other people. And I don't see that changing, at least not for a long time. It's really important how we use these tools, because at the end of the day, these tools are neutral. But it does seem like they are going to become unavoidable. I was watching Adobe Max's presentation, and it seemed like all anybody was talking about was AI. So I did a little experiment. In just a few minutes, I used an AI tool to cut down this Adobe Max presentation to just the word AI. This is what it sounds like.
AI.
AI. AI. AI. AI. AI. AI. AI. AI. AI. AI. AI. AI.
AI art is really fascinating because it lowers the barrier to entry for everyone across the board.
So if you can't beat them, join them? Well, what are the big advantages that us artists and creators should be looking out for with these freaking robots?
I think that AI simplifies a lot of the tasks that we do. I use that to create virtual sets, and I go through and I cut out all these backgrounds that I spent so long making in Midjourney and put bands and people into those spaces. And I think that that's really fun.
So you're actually using a mixture of AI and traditional tools, other design programs.
Yeah, currently I'm blending everything together. So I'm doing a lot of compositing of AI generated art in After Effects. And that's something that I personally try to push a lot. You know, if you're going to do art with AI, you know, make it your own somehow and manipulate it in a way that's more interesting than just hit and go. Disruptors happen all the time. Invention of photography did this to painting. The invention of digital video did this to film. Where it falls short is text. So it's definitely not stealing any graphic designers' jobs yet. Soon
You
it
say
will.
yet. Is AI going to steal our jobs, make us eat bugs, and kill us?
Yes. I definitely see myself as an 80-year-old man getting off of my shift at the Amazon mines in Amazon, California, and looking out over the wasteland that used to be Los Angeles and say, man, fuck Midjourney. But by the time this has taken our jobs are going to be completely different. 80% of the kids who are in kindergarten today will be working jobs that haven't been invented yet. So, you know, my goal is to never rotoscope again. I don't ever want to hire someone to rotoscope. I don't want to rotoscope. No one wants to rotoscope. The thing is that we don't want this coming and taking away our artistic spirit. I don't want Disney, you know, buying the rights to some human's body and then making an entire Marvel film without hiring a single person. And I definitely see that in the future. If these big corporations can get away without paying people, they're going to do it. So I do see a huge issue there. And so that's why I push to, you know, encourage the creative aspects, you know, like do stuff that you love and have fun with it and make it your own.
So what do you think? Are AI coming to steal our jobs, or are they coming to make our jobs a whole lot easier? Are the fears justified, or are they overblown? Kind of like when content aware fill got added to Photoshop and everyone freaked out, and now all you really use it for is to remove a booger off your face after you take a selfie. Leave a comment, let me know what you think about all this. And if you want to continue learning how to make animations by hand, by your good fleshy human hands, then check out this video right here. And I'll teach you how to make some videos by hand while you still got some human brain left in that body of yours. As always, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.